Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And as the ball makes its way into the end zone, it'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. So here comes the Auburn offense. Boy, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed them.
Yeah, and those mistakes are going to happen. You're going to throw the football, you're going to throw interceptions. But I think I stay aggressive with this offense. I get back to what I did in the first part of that drive, what made me successful.
I agree, David. Just turn the page if you're a quarterback, right? On this drive, you did a lot of good things there leading up to that pick. Forget about it, move on, play the next play.
Open a drive like that, it opens a world of possibilities. First down from the 43. Looking downfield on first down. He's going to fire deep. And it was worth going for a chunk play, but the long pass is incomplete.
Looked to me on that deep ball like he was forcing it a little bit. You got to be careful as a quarterback. You're not trying to outduel the other guy who just threw a touchdown pass. You're just trying to win the game. So just execute the plays. The ball goes to who it's designed to go to. If that means you got to turn around and hand it off, then that's what you got to do. But I think on that last deep ball, QB forcing it a little bit.
And these wide receivers are so athletic out wide now. You're so worried about getting beat deep. And these slant routes, they can be a good changeup. I mean, just a couple steps, stick your foot in the ground, come inside. It might not be huge gains all the time, but, man, it keeps that DB off balance.
The Tigers come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep this drive moving. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete, and 4th down's coming. And here comes the punt team. First punt of the day, and he'd love to lock them up close to their goal line. Never had a chance. What coverage to get down there and knock him down inside the 10. See what they can get going on this drive as they snap it from the 7. Back to throw, it's Nolan. Finds his tight end. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
Nice job by the defense staying glued to him. Getting him on the ground as soon as he catches the football. Knowing he's a threat, I'm not going to let this guy get out of my sights. Nice job by the defense.
Listen to this crowd just shaking the girders of this place trying to help their defense. 2nd down, he'll throw it. With the catch, it's Berry. Really nice gain. Gets it out across the 20. It'll be a 1st down at the 22.
I like the running back there on the route and the patience he showed, really setting it up. He got to the defender, he was able to put his foot in the ground, get some separation, catch it, and turn upfield for the 1st.
They go to the wide receiver screen. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. And as he throws, and that one is incomplete. It's the end of the 1st quarter. While we're only through 1, these quarterbacks have been lighting up their stat line. They've switched into the field, and we're ready to get things started here in the 2nd. So they had a chance to talk over this 3rd down play to open the period. Lost to throw again. That's reeled in. It's Berry. That's not quite going to be enough as they stop him 4 yards short of the marker. LSU will bring the punt team on the field. They'll boot it into the night sky for the 1st time. Going to make sure he doesn't get a return on this one as the punt bounces out of bounds. And Auburn is ready to go back to work on offense. Things haven't gone exactly the way they drew it up. Turnover, punt, and now they have it back. Timeout called here by the defense. It's their first of the half. Coming out on first down with the play fake. Intercepted. A first half turnover can swing momentum. Touchdown, Bayou Bengals. How about this defense taking one back to the house? Look, a lot of time left. There's a little bit of distance right now being put on the scoreboard.
There is, but it's so awesome when you're a defense and you study all week about what's coming and what routes to be ready for, and then you jump the route and you make the plays and you just go get in that end zone. It is so beautiful.
They'll try to tack one more on their score. And the extra point makes it 14-0. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Hey, fellas, here's a final update on a clash between top 15 teams. Penn State handled its business today away from home. What a thorough beatdown. And what poise this generally young team showed. I think even other coaches will point to this one as what's possible. No cupcakes this week, fellas. This top 15 battle was much anticipated, and at least one side can say it's a game they'll savor for some time.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there. Kevin, thanks for the update. Now here comes that Auburn offense onto the field again. The big thing now, don't get rattled by that last pick six, David.
Nah, it was a big mistake. Obviously, the defense took advantage of it, but you got to put it behind you. Jesse, I'm sure you know a thing or two about throwing a pick six and how to rebound.
I believe I've only thrown one in my life, but yes, I do, because of that singular instance. I'll say this. You can't let that play beat you twice. You got to go out, not try to get it all back here in one play. Just execute the offense.
Finds a little space. They'll move the chains after he gets it to the 43-yard line.
This guy's a game changer at the running back position, man. Don't you just feel like you have to be if you're going to be toting the rock at Auburn? Bo Jackson obviously won a Heisman Trophy. Cadillac Williams, Ronnie Brown on the same team at the same time. And then Tank Bigsby here in recent years, too. Physical runners, but they also had speed. They were the total package, and I think this guy fits right into that category.
Looking to throw on first down. Fires to the tight end. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
I like the idea by the quarterback there. You're trying to get this first down, so you find the tight end, see if you can make a guy miss or shake a tackle. Not able to get it done.
Quarterback stands alone, all wide receivers. He might want another play. Second down, they'll go to the air. Fires to the middle. And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical in pass deep.
Love the physicality of this secondary on defense. That defender got to the football, was able to separate the receiver from the ball, and did it legally. Beautiful job.
Couldn't find his man last time, and that leaves them with a 3rd and 6. From the gun, wants to pass. Throws for the tight end. Quickly complete. He gets it to the 38-yard line, and they'll pick up a fresh set of downs.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown, but that was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on 3rd down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting through his progression.
Looking to throw on first down. The short hands, it's Simmons. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
And I love when my quarterback sees zone and knows exactly where to go with the football. Sees the wide receiver running the drag route, knows when to throw it, pulls the trigger for the easy completion.
Snagged in the middle. It's Massey. And the defense stops him just short of the first down. Maybe needed a few more chain links to move the sticks.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times he'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a positive game.
The Tigers come to the line needing just inches for the first down. It'll be a run on 3rd and short. Moving deeper into enemy territory. Move the chains. It's first down at the 27.
Well, this offense is sending a little bit of a message here. Of course, we know how much they've struggled on 3rd down all season long. They're just never able to seem to get into a rhythm. But after that last running play, moving the sticks, you just wonder what that does for their confidence.
Wants to throw on first down. Got a man. It's Maddox. That one's sort of like a shooter in basketball, just needing to see one go through the net, isn't it, David? Just get a completion to your guy and pick up some yardage.
Build some confidence, because your confidence throwing the ball over the middle of the field and in tight windows, probably not at an all-time high, but check it down, make something positive happen. The running back does his job, so maybe this sparks a little something in the quarterback's head where he can feel a little bit more confident and bounce back from these early mistakes.
That is a big win for this defense, as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
That's a great job by the defense, but I don't think the quarterback made the right decision on that RPO. It looked as if the defense was expecting run. They had the box crowded. That's when the quarterback, I think, needs to hold on to and then throw downfield.
Looking down the middle. And he cruises his way to the house. Touchdown, Auburn!
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. If this quarterback gets through his progression, David, gets you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running, I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy, the connection between quarterback, wide receiver. You can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. And he's going to bring this one out. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. On the option. He'll toss it. And they just didn't get anybody on that defense out of position, and they will lose yardage on that one.
And that just looked off. The timing, the rhythm, I don't know what it was, but usually that option, man, it's so precise, right? Like, really quickly making a read, and you could tell they weren't on the same page. It went absolutely nowhere. Defense won that round.
We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and they'll talk it over to see if they can build on this lead before halftime. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. To throw, it's Nolan. Shoots it to the left. The sure hands, it's Berry. That's a nice pickup to give them some breathing room, and they've got it out to the 27. 1st and 10. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Pulls it in, it's Berry. Gets it out to the 38-yard line after picking up 10 on that one.
This offense is clicking, and clearly everything is working. The offensive coordinator's calling good plays, the quarterback and his unit is executing, and this defense right now, they have no answers.
LSU getting set on 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Berry. Pretty good effort on that one to work his way up to the 42.
And that's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's first down and the defense thinks you might be running the football, you still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Back to pass. Grabbed in the backfield. It's Berry. He's really close to that first down marker, but they stop him just a bit short. You know, sometimes even a short gain like that can be used to set up something bigger later on.
No doubt, Reese, they can pump that and take a shot down the field. And don't worry, they're going to go back to that same play because they know this guy with the ball in his hands is dangerous. He makes one guy miss, he can take it to the house.
LSU will get a first down.
I love the patience by the quarterback on this drive, too. He's not getting greedy. He's not forcing the ball somewhere where it doesn't need to go. He's just taking what the defense gives him, and this offense, therefore, is matriculating down the field.
Got it in the middle. It's Parker. They bring him down, but not before he gets a first down at the 35.
Another first down. Man, this defense couldn't stop a nosebleed right now. It's that bad.
Looking to pass. It's Nolan. The sweet feet buy a little time. He tried to get out of trouble, but he goes down for the sack. The offense uses a timeout to stop the clock, and they'll get a quick breather. They were trying to get the screen set up, but it just took a little too long to develop.
Yeah, and the quarterback's supposed to invite those guys to run upfield on a screen pass, but they got to him so fast he couldn't get rid of the football, and they got the sack.
To the air on 2nd down. And he feels the heat coming and it burns him up. Another sack.
And anytime you hit the quarterback, man, you make him think, you speed up the processor a little bit, and that's the 3rd on the day. This is a unit, actually, that does a good job of that. They're in the top 25 in the country at getting the quarterback on the ground.
On 3rd and long, doesn't need to take the check down. The pass ball's incomplete, and there are 8 seconds left.
And this defense, we know, they present a lot of challenges. You can see it right there, man. They shrink windows fast. They're a top 25 defense for a reason. You really better make sure you're dialed in today, or else they can make you pay in a hurry.
Punt is in the air on 4th down. Signals for the fair catch, and that's where they'll put it in play just outside the 20. Just enough time for one final play in this half. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. And he takes this one back to the line of scrimmage, a rather anticlimactic end to the first half. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update. Auburn ready to boot it deep to start the second half. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. They start this 3rd quarter with the lead, but they might want to think about shoring up that protection.
Yeah, the good news is you're leading on the scoreboard. The bad news is your quarterback doesn't feel like it because you can't protect him. So, David, adjustments in pass protection, that has to be something they were talking about here at halftime.
100%. Just you can't get him hit that much. He's still doing a good job delivering the football, but if you keep hitting the quarterback enough, man, they'll start to see ghosts, they'll panic, and they'll make some of those mistakes.
Lost 5 on that first play, and now it's 2nd and 15. Looking for a man. It's Nolan. Makes the grab. It's Berry. Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line.
You know, it's a nice throw by the QB there. When you're throwing to running backs, you got to make it easy on them. So you want to put it right on their body, make the catch simple, and let them go to work like they did just there, getting that first.
They'll snap it from the 39. 1st and 10. On the run, it's Berry. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Wants to go up top. Throws to the tight end. Almost had the completion. Just missed it.
And the defense catches a break on that one. And this guy's not a superstar, but he's pretty dang reliable. And we talked to them about this guy. Like, he's kind of the security blanket for the quarterback. And him to drop that football doesn't happen often. You take those lucky things when you can get them.
On 3rd down, he drops to throw. Finds his man. It's Parker. He'll be stopped about 2 yards short of a first down.
One of the things I love about this defense is they just have such great awareness, and they're always communicating. They understood the down and distance. They knew exactly what they needed to do to make the tackle to force the punt. That is so well done.
Calls for the fair catch, but there is a penalty marker down. Let's see what this is about. You got to give him room and let him catch the football, and if he's called for the fair catch, you just have to stay back. They'll leave it with him. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
And just a great job by the defense being stout, right? That's your job. Be stout up front, stuff in the run play, make them get in more passing situations, but do not let them run the football. That's 101. Stop the run first.
Got it in the middle. It's Simmons. He's close to the first down, but they're going to mark him just a little short.
Well, they execute the in route. How about the arm strength by the QB? That was an absolute bullet on that completion.
And the Tigers are at the line trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. Let's go! Caught over the middle. It's Simmons. He's got enough to move the chains, and they'll spot it at the 47. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And, of course, he said the open one, but we know who he really wants to go to on 3rd down.
The best one. I mean, I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that bond and that trust.
This slot receiver is a guy the defense has to be careful of. He runs good routes. He's got some speed, and if you're not careful, this guy can gash you.
After that last completion, it's 2nd down. Looking to fire. That's caught. It's Maddox. Turning it on. Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the first down.
And that's why this guy is such a weapon in this offense, because you don't have to throw it far downfield. Just get the ball in his hands. He catches it close to the line of scrimmage, but look what he was able to do after the catch. He gets an explosive play for this offense.
This Auburn offense doing work. They're set up with another first down. They've marched to the red zone, and here they go. And he can't connect on the throw. It's incomplete.
One of the things I love about this kid is that he goes to work. He struggled his last game out, completed less than 50% of his throws. So back to the drawing board, back to fundamentals, and you can see that paying dividends in this game. I know he just threw an incompletion, but for the most part, this guy has been spot on.
Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. Wants to keep it in the air. He's got it on the move. That completion will take it close to the 5-yard line. They'll mark it at the 6.
The big fella, the tight end, the wide receiver in a tight end's body going up and making the catch.
Auburn comes to the line with a 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. He pushes his way down to the 4 as they get closer and closer.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm. You got to give the defense so much credit because they have been able to shut this guy down, and they got to keep that up here in the second half.
They'll give it to the back. And he gets it back to the 4-yard line and no farther.
Man, and that's a frustrating play when you go in reverse near the goal line, goal-to-go situations, Palmer. You got to get those positive yards. You can't go backwards if you're trying to get a touchdown.
You know, I'm trusting in my quarterback here to make the right decision. Looks like we're going to have to throw it, right? But if it's not open, just throw this thing away. You don't want to take a sack, lose extra yardage here. Just be smart with the football.
On 3rd and goal, they'll throw it. And the quarterback caught up to and sacked at the 12.
All right, interesting decision for you now. How confident are you in your offense? You got a big 4th down. It is early in the game. Do you feel like your guys can go out and generate a touchdown, or do you want to play it safe and kick the field goal?
It's good. That'll bring him to within 4. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Hey, guys, just wanted to give you a quick update on a game happening in the Mountain West. UCF is in front. They've played awfully well today, and while there's no Dante Culpepper out there, this group is hanging tough. They're up by 11 over Nevada. We've got our finger on the pulse of everything in the Mountain West and all around college football. Guys,
thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. They love to put a long drive together here as they start from their own 21. Wide receiver going in motion. On the option. And now on the pitch, the ball's loose. Oh, the fumble, and the defense got it. Good gain on the return, and this defense has set them up with a big play.
And you did the right thing, right? Offensively, everything worked out well. I ran the time. The quarterback keeps the football, making a big play down the field, and a great job by the defense, securing the tackle and making him cough the football up down the field.
And how about this? You get to start a drive with a 1st and goal. Beck's going for the goal line. Touchdown, Tiger. And that one will put him up here in the 2nd half. Well, just as you would expect, that didn't take very long.
It didn't, Reese, and you've got to make great field position count. When you've got opportunities, you got to pay it off. And the offense took advantage, scoring a touchdown. Didn't have far to go, but they got the points they needed.
They're set to kick it off. You think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? This will not be returnable as it sails out of the back of the end zone. To the air, it's Nolan. The quick out. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few.
I love the anticipation on that throw by the QB on the out route. You got to throw it before the receiver comes out of his break. Nice work.
That last completion sets him up on 2nd down. Defense going to jam these receivers right off the line. Fires left. Beautifully thrown ball. Terrific catch, and they'll have the 1st down. Well, LSU receivers are known for their swagger. That is swagger well earned after that one.
You go outside and you make plays. Like, listen, you have swag, you have confidence, and you usually get a little bit loud, Reese, and be like, listen, feed me the rock. So many great LSU receivers in the past, and it's because of that swag.
It's important on offense to get the tight ends involved in the passing game. These are big fellas that can run. This guy's a big target, so nice job on that play.
Well, will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? Back to pass. Fires to the right. How about a little rhythm that you can tap your toe to on that throw and catch for the 1st down?
And I love the awareness by the wide receiver on that play because I'm not sure that route was supposed to be that deep. You got to wonder if the receiver decided maybe to adjust the route a little bit to make sure that he got the 1st down.
Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. To the air on first down. And those two couldn't make the connection. It's an incomplete pass. They're dealing with a second and long. Looking downfield, it's Nolan. Grabbed over the middle. It's busted. Gets enough for the first down, but not sure they'll get another play off here in the third quarter. And you want to talk about his favorite receiver, it might be everybody, based on the number of guys getting touches and a chance to show off their hands in the passing game. One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory. They go back to work in the final period of this one. Give to the running back. Oh, he's got some space. And he's in for the touchdown, but hang on just a second. There is a flag on the field. Offense getting set for first down. Grab behind the line. It's Barry. Trying to hit him with a quick game on first down, and nothing doing there.
Well, the defense was ready coming into this one for this running back being a factor in the pass game. That time, they were draped all over him. As soon as he caught the ball, he went down for loss of yards.
Going to swing it on second down. Rolling right and going deep. They needed a big play, and they got it. And the foot down for the first down.
This guy just is so comfortable running routes, and he has such a good feel for those soft spots on defense there. They're playing zone coverage, so he's able to find that pocket, make it easy on his quarterback, and they pick up the first down.
So the opportunity with a touchdown here to take a fourth quarter lead. A first down run in the red zone. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
And his defense has brought their A-game. Done a great job stopping the run, stopping the pass, not giving up a lot of points. Even right there, everything's difficult. They string it out towards the sidelines. Everybody's flying to the football. This defense has looked spectacular today.
Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. They'll run the option. He'll toss it. He's brought down at the 6, but the defense feeling the heat to make a stop here.
Playing the option, man. Consistently playing responsibility football. Nice job by the defense being where they're supposed to be. This option will just keep giving it to you over and over and over again, and you got to pass those tests.
Get it in here, we could have a thrilling end to this game. It is third and goal. Scanning the field, it's Nolan. And the Heat gets there, and they get him down at the 14-yard line.
Those tackles and those 3-4 defense are usually space eaters that just make sure guys don't get to linebackers. This guy said, no, sir. I'm a nose tackle with some pass rush ability. Gets to the quarterback. How about the sack from the big nose tackle?
Nestled just inside that right upright. And here in the fourth quarter, this game is tied.
I am not always the most positive guy towards kickers. We all know that. But how about that, man? First opportunity in the game, in the fourth quarter, when your team needed it, the game now tied because of his foot.
And there will be no return on this one as the ball bounds into the end zone. So here comes the Auburn offense. Starts a drive trying to go up top. Got his man downfield. And he gets the first down, but man, did he get the hit stick laid on his noggin.
I like the slot receiver because he gives his quarterback a good option working the middle of the field. He's a nice weapon in this offense.
Cranking up a drive like that can really get you going. It's first down from the 44. Looking downfield on first down. Fakes the grab. Breaks into the open. Lots of green grass as he gets it to the 31.
Well, the defense did a nice job taking everything away down the field, but once the drag route was caught, they just couldn't rally to the ball carrier in time to make a tackle, and as a result, new set of downs.
It's first and 10 from the 31. Looking to throw on first down. Right down the middle. Oh, look out, the ball's free. Defense scoops it up, and he's headed the other way. Picked up a few extra on that. But what a play by this defense to get the football. As heartbreaking as it is for this guy to give up the football there, an exhilarating moment, a big-time play for this defense.
We talk about plays that just change momentum, and you're feeling that tidal wave and that shift right now after that play. What an outstanding individual effort by that defender to come away with the fumble recovery, and now let's find out what his offense can do.
From the gun, leaves it on the inside with the back.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
They got nothing on the last play. It's second and 10. The clock stops. 2 minutes left to play in this one. So now it's second and long. Wants to go up top. Catch in the middle, it's Lawrence. That one takes it down to the 13-yard line.
It's so important that this offense is able to stay on schedule. And what that means is keeping third downs manageable. That last completion to the tight end accomplished just that. Really nice play call.
The Tigers are at the line looking to convert on third and short. Looking to throw for it. Quick strike complete. Bust through behind his pad. Stop at the 3, but it'll be enough to give them a first and goal. Quick timeout by the defense here, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. Now with a first and goal, let's see what Auburn's got cooking. Pushes ahead. And he'll be stuck. Got nothing. Line of scrimmage still at the 4. The defense calls the timeout. They're second of the day as they try to get their act together. They'll give it another shot on second and goal from the 4. The offense changing the play. They give him the rock again on second and goal. Touchdown, Auburn! And they've moved out front here on the 4.
Man, how about this this offense in crunch time, doing what they do, getting 6 on the board. Now I turn to my defense right now and say, boys, we need one more stop. Go out there, get me one more.
And he tacks on the extra point. Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. Bringing it out. Pulled down at the 18, and the decision to bring it out of the end zone was not a good one. They'll start this drive from the 18-yard line. The give to the left. That may not look like a huge run, but they'll take it as it gets them up to the 24.
You wonder about the mindset right now of the offensive coordinator, too, because they need points, and running the football just is not going to get it done. Early in the drive, late in the drive, I think you've got to be in attack mode right now throwing.
And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
I just think for the offense, in this situation of the game, in the fourth quarter down a possession, you can be a bit more aggressive and throw the ball vertically down the field. Challenge this secondary. Force them to make plays and to play clean without pass interference.
Complete out of the backfield, looking for the sticks. They'll make the stop about a yard short of the first down.
Man, this is such a hard situation. That clock is your enemy, and you've got to push the ball down the field. But you know the defense is dropping back, so you can take the underneath stuff and go to your second and third read some, but we've got to stay aggressive.
Tries to slither forward on the sneak.
I think that's a big advantage of having a tiny quarterback, right? Is he can find little creases to wedge his body into to pick up short yardage plays like that on the QB sneak on fourth down.
Got to get everybody lined up quickly, time winding away, and they've got to push the ball down the field. To the air, it's Nolan. He's taking a deep shot late in the game. Intercepted, big play, stops the drive. They'll be stopped, but not before getting the football and picking up big yardage on the return. What a play there. So with the late lead, they're ready to just drain the clock in victory formation. Quarterback's just going to take a knee. So after stumbling around a bit earlier this season, they put together 3 consecutive wins and seem to have righted the ship.
Dang right. How do you handle adversity? Every coach talks about that. They've dealt with it now. They got the loss. They had a little bit of struggle early in the season. What do? You respond by putting a winning streak together, gaining some momentum as the season closes.
And sometimes the good thing about losing games early is that you know you're not perfect. You have to come out. You've got to bring your A game to the park each and every week. And that's what we've seen from this team now recently. They've got tremendous players. They've got an outstanding coaching staff. When they put it all together and they play with great effort, this team's tough to beat.
That will put the wrap on things from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. You've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.